Success can be, man, I have my time. I control my life. I live a good life. The bills are there. I figure out how to get them paid, but I still am doing what I love.
You obviously used to work a job.
Yep.
And now you don't. You've been able to transition to full-time rapper, writer, producer. That's amazing.
Here's the thing. Pain comes with everything. You get to choose what pain you get. I could choose the pain of not living my dream, not pursuing what I want, and have a 9-to-5 and be in traffic all the time. Or I could choose the pain of it's hard to do what I'm doing, and a lot of people don't believe in it, and I'm older than the average rapper, and who's my audience?
I know what the world thinks of rapper, and I'm 30 years old. Okay, if everybody's telling me put it down, you say no.
People are put, this is how things should be. A rapper is this age. A singer is this age, a model is this age. And the thing about choosing your truth is you can choose the truths that only benefit you. Like that can be for them. They could be like, for someone else, they could be like, well, this is the age I think that I should rap, or this is the age when I think I should retire, or this is the age when I think I should do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But for me, I decided that no one would dictate. I'm telling everybody that's out there, the growth is worth it.
Running no Addy, I'm running no Addy. Step to a baddie, try to take her home, my friends are too chatty. Noel, yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, or you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that, yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that, let's fix that.
Stop. You are watching a very important conversation on our podcast, but let me tell you about another very important cause. Children's illiteracy. The Marley Sims Foundation is my nonprofit organization, and this episode is sponsored by the Marley Sims Foundation. We are committed to combating children's illiteracy because a child that cannot read by the 3rd grade is 3 times more likely not to graduate from high school and 10 times more likely to go to prison. We have got to start doing our part and start fighting children's illiteracy and get our kids reading. Please donate at marleysims.org, and you can get this free t-shirt just to show your support and help us fight children's illiteracy. It is so important. This is a serious conversation, so let's get back to it.
Okay, so let's get right into this conversation because you are an artist, right?
Right.
And you obviously used to work a job.
Yep.
And now you don't. You've been able to transition to full-time rapper, writer, producer. That's amazing just in itself. So there's a saying, you choose your truth.
You choose your truth.
Let's talk about that because obviously that's not where everybody starts.
Right. I mean, and
like, what does that even mean? Most people, like, you choose your truth.
Like most of us, we live our life like there's a capital T truth. And in my former world, my former life, working a 9-to-5, the truth was that's what you did. Like you got a job, you worked for 20, 30 years, then you retire and you live your life after you retire. But for the most part, your job was your life. And that was the capital T truth. You know, we get our truth from
but let's talk about like what that means for you. Like, so when you're saying, people have their truths and this, like that, and the other. Okay, I'm a grown person. I want to be a rapper.
Right.
And I know what the world thinks of rapper. And I'm 30 years old. Okay. If everybody's telling me put it down, you say no.
Right.
You don't 30 years old, 35 years old, being a rapper, that's good.
Right.
Like, let's really
that's a good point. That's part of the truth that you live. Like people are put, this is how things should be. A rapper is this age, a singer is this age, a model is this age. And the thing about choosing your truth is you can choose the truths that only benefit you. Like that can be for them. They could be like, for someone else, they could be like, well, this is the age I think that I should rap, or this is the age when I think I should retire, or this is the age when I think I should do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But for me, I decided that no one would dictate.
When did you decide that? Because here's the thing, I'm saying it, but the thing is, I know your whole journey, and I know you're here in this place,
right? But
I also know that's not where you started. So it's kind of like a little bit like, tell the truth,
and I'm telling you the truth.
How you get to to saying I'm a 30-some-odd-year-old rapper with kids. Like, there's really people that'll come to me and they still kind of feel ashamed about it. But you say choose your truth, but the world is telling you this is not what you should be doing.
Right.
So,
and I choose to stop listening to the world. And that's the thing. If I get to choose, I made a choice. And the thing about your truths, the best thing that can happen to lead you to your truth is pain. The thing that a lot of us try to avoid. The reason why there's a capital T truth and the 9 to 5 is that's the path of least pain. Some people think the path of least resistance is the path of least pain. And it's not the same thing. It was the pain of, man, every day I'm not living the way I want to live. And I'm just waking up and it's the same day over and over. And I'm just traffic and it's an hour to work and I'm just sitting there.
So you're saying this is something that you get fed up and then you choose your truth?
Right. The pain will lead you to understand that I want to live a different life. And then I could just choose it. I could just actually choose what I want to be. And that's what I did. I just woke up one day. I was in Florida.
Yeah.
I would vacation in Florida.
Let's talk about that because, like I said, obviously it's a journey. So how did it happen for you?
For me, I lived my life where I worked a 9 to 5 every day. Like I was a responsible adult. I was adulting. And as we all do, we're adulting.
We're adulting, right.
We're adulting.
Right.
and I'm working every day and then I vacation. Like, oh, my vacation is coming and I spend 2 weeks and I would go to Florida and spend time with my family. And then every time I go spend time on my vacation, that's when I would think about my dream of being an artist, a rapper. And so I would meet with my cousin and we would sit there and we would talk about, this year we're going to do this, and 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 this. And he was doing some things in music and I was doing some things in music and we would be so excited. I would get on the road, drive back to my 9 to 5 and do none of it. I mean, absolutely none of it.
Right.
And it was rinse and repeat. Come back to December, I see him again. What's up, cuz? Yeah. So this year we're going to do something. Hop in the car, talk about it all the way back.
Yeah.
Soon as I get there, get back to my 9 to 5 job at the desk. Forgetting about that. As I noticed time started going by.
Yeah.
And then I went and I was talking to my best friend. Because my best friend was going through the same thing. Like going through the motions of everything, going through the same thing. And I had a moment where I sat and talked and I was like, I went and saw my cousin and I came back. But this time I came back, this was it was 2 days before I was about to leave. And we always had that feeling when I'm getting ready to come back from my vacation. And I know all of y'all know that feeling when, oh man, it's about to be over. This is the one last night I get to sleep in. And that whole feeling. And on the way back from seeing my cousin, because I would do it every time I would go to Florida, I would see him. I was realizing, man, I've done this 5 straight years. The same story, the same thing. And it really was an emotional time for me. It brought tears to my eyes to think, this is just going to lead to me doing this. I know how this is going to go. All that excitement I felt in there with him is about to just go when I get back home. So I got with my friend and I said, man, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to do it no more. I quit. I don't want to do it no more. And I didn't know how I was going to make it. I didn't know how I was going to make it. And that's when I talked to one of the most intellectual people I know, this person right here. And I'm like, hey man, I'm going to quit my job.
Yeah.
And then go back. I don't know what to do.
Right.
I don't know what to do. And your words at first was kind of like in shock. Like, that's what you're going to do? And then you kind of talked me through it.
Yeah.
You kind of helped. You know my journey.
Yeah.
You know what I was going through.
Right.
And so with that, I just made that decision. I didn't know what was going to happen next.
So here's what we do know. We know the world doesn't immediately embrace you. You know, you quit your job. Obviously, you're still faced with bills and responsibilities.
Yes.
That stuff doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop.
So how are you ignoring that? How's that not your truth? You know what I mean? You quit your job. So then what?
I quit my job, and to be honest with you, it didn't immediately jump off.
Of course not. What do you mean, to be honest with you?
You know,
I'm shocked. This is my shock. Hey, you quit your job and you want a famous rapper immediately?
Like the next day I wasn't in the booth with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay, you thought that.
I quit like, man, as soon as they hear me, as soon as somebody hear these bars, they're gonna be like, bruh, like the job was the reason I wasn't getting where I was going. But
we'll come back to that point.
But a part of that is one of the best things that I had, the pain of not making it. It's a growth period that I started to grow to. It was a growth that, man, I'm telling everybody that's out there, the growth is worth it. Now, necessarily success is, and that's the thing about your truth. Again, you choose your truth.
Yeah.
Success can be 1 million albums sold. Success can be $1 million in the bank.
Yeah.
Success can be, man, I have my time. I control my life. I live a good life. The bills are there. I figure out how to get them paid, but I still am doing what I love. Even the term success is a truth.
So how do you get past that when things aren't going your way? So you know, to that entrepreneur, that person out there, they want to quit their job. They quit their job. Right. Day one, you're happy. You have no job.
Right.
But you have another paycheck coming probably, or two, or whatever. You have some savings. But obviously, we all know that at some point, it's not going to work out the way that you think that it's going to work out.
Right.
And your first thought, of course, is what?
It's, oh no.
Or is it, do you go back?
Right.
Do you ever go back to the job? Do you ever go back to?
No.
Maybe I need more time.
No. You deal with the pain. It hurts. You cry a lot. You second guess yourself a lot. You sit alone and say, I can't believe I did this. You do that. But all of that is part of keep going. I think Eric Thomas has the saying, you don't cry to quit.
Yeah, you cry to keep going.
You cry to quit going. Steve Harvey said, I'm going through hell.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
And the thing is, somebody was saying like how Walmart has stores and they don't have people follow you around because they factor in there's going to be some theft.
Yeah.
This entrepreneur, rapper to entrepreneur journey, there's going to be some pain. There's going to be some deserts. There's going to be some dry time. There's going to be some times when you like, man, I can't believe that I did this. But the overall arcing point that you have in your mind is that my manager, right-hand man, said to me, what we say, we're not going to quit.
Not going to quit.
I'm not going to quit.
Right.
I'm not going to quit.
Not going to quit.
I'm not going to quit.
Not going to quit.
And the universe will somehow make it happen for you. It's times when I didn't have any money and I got in a car wreck and then a check came. It's times when, and I'm not saying that necessarily that, but I'm saying it's going to take care of you. You have to believe, truly believe in what you're doing. And that's how you get through it. But it's going to get bad. And if you go into it with it's going to get bad because you came from bad, it's no different than the bad. You're just choosing. Here's the thing. Pain comes with everything. You get to choose what pain you get. I could choose the pain of not living my dream, not pursuing what I want and have a 9-to-5 and be in traffic all the time. Or I could choose the pain of it's hard to do what I'm doing and a lot of people don't believe in it and I'm older than the average rapper and who's my audience. So many times I walk into when I first got fit, first left my job. I was younger, but I wasn't the same age as the young rappers.
Yeah.
So as soon as I walk into the office and the question that the labels had was, who is this for? Who's your audience? And they've started, and then what happens is when you first start off, you take their truths. They'll tell you that you can't do such and such and such and such. But you understand that
so you say that you're talking about like record labels,
people in the business, the industry leaders. They're going to tell
music, just the music industry.
The music industry, period.
Music industry.
And whatever industry you're going into, the people that's already in there.
The actors, athletes. Everybody's always telling me there's some age cap. And
that's what you can't do, or size cap, or you can't do it.
Right, weight, height, race, gender, you know, all of these fake limitations.
Before I came on here, I wanted to look up his name because his name is very important. The guy that first broke the 4-minute mile. I mean, the first person to run, the English guy that first wrote the 4-minute mile. We'll get back to that. I'll make sure I tell y'all the next episode what his name is. Before he did it, no one had done it. It was just understood that the mile was over 4 minutes. Before you do it, you become the standard. And how you become the standard for this thing is now like this, because after you do it, people will do it. After his record was broken, I think it was 3 months or 30 days or a small amount of time after he did it, everybody started running it because once he did it, people realized humans can do it.
Yeah.
When you pick your truth, you say, I can do this. And then it might not be anybody that believes in it but you. And the oldest book in the world said, 1 million people with an idea and one person that believes in something, that one person is the majority. You can choose to say, I'm going to be the exception. That's going to be hard, of course, but you're choosing that pain. I'm choosing to say, as an over 30 rapper, I'm going to make songs that everybody's going to love. So when they ask me, who's this music for? People who like good music, people with ears. These are the type of things and you have to choose that. Now, of course, you factor in the doubt. You factor in, oh man, whatever.
What do you mean factor in the doubt?
You factor in when you talk to people, they're going to doubt you. So you block that out. You have to live, like we say, in your bubble, in your truth. You live in your truth. Like I know Christians say that, your truth. And I love that. You live in your truth. You live that I am a great rapper that makes great music for people who like great music. And you just live in that truth. Like if someone came to you and said, man, the sun is green, you ignore that. You know the sun, what the color of the sun is. You don't accept it. You don't argue with them. You know that's the same way you deal with when you're living in your truth, when you choose your truth. You don't disregard them. You don't ignore them. You accept that they don't understand your truth. I was watching this documentary on one of the artists that I admire, because I admire anybody in business, like how you admire people in your business that make it.
Yes,
the baby. Now, there's controversy with him, but as far as an artist, as far as a guy that was over 30 and then made it in the music business, he knew what he had to do was. I heard his managers talking at a conference. I heard him speaking. He was saying we had to educate people on who he was, and that resonated with me. You have to, and to all entrepreneurs, all artists, all people pursuing something, you just have to educate people on them. If someone comes and says, "Hey, man, what you're doing is not good," don't get distracted by that. Just educate them. Like you need to understand that. Maybe I could explain it to you better of what I'm doing. And that's part of what has helped me out a lot. Part of two things that have helped me get into the mind state of living my truth is being around someone who understands your truth, someone that's going through a similar pattern, a successful person. Like she was more successful than I was. So I was able to talk to her and she was able to understand some of the problems I was going through. Like, look, like she had to tell me to calm down. You don't have to jump up. She has this great saying that she helps me out with. And we have a manager artist relationship,
we do.
But we have a mentor mentee
Absolutely.
relationship.
Absolutely.
And sometimes,
I think that's all
sometimes it
great
goes
manager
back. Right.
artist relationship should definitely be a mentor mentee type of in some regard, because the artist is creative and writing songs and staying in that space, and the manager is managing that day to day and the functions and the pragmatic stuff. So you always, I think, need that yin and that yang. So this has been an amazing conversation. We're going to go to the next topic right now.